It was an unexpected text from my husband. I am sorry to be such a coward leaving you this way, but I am leaving you and leaving the state. I collapsed. My world did too. And I can still remember that woman folded on the floor thinking that her life was over. And now, from 11 years on, this is what I wish that I could have told her then. You can live without him. I know that you think he is your everything, that he is your world, but he's not. You can survive. In fact, you can thrive without him in your life. And you're strong enough to make that happen. You are going to have some times when you feel completely crazy, when you're thinking and acting in ways that aren't like you. But you know what? You are having a completely normal reaction to a completely abnormal situation. Don't judge yourself. Be kind and patient to yourself. There's going to be a lot of days when you feel completely broken and you feel completely unlovable. And nothing could be further from the truth. Yes, you are hurting right now, but that doesn't mean that you are broken. Those words that he is saying right now to try to hurt you, in time, you're going to realize that those are only projection. He's making you look bad in an attempt to excuse what he has done. You know who you are. You know what you have to offer to the world. Don't let him tell you anything differently. You are going to learn some very shocking things that call everything that you thought you knew into question. And you're going to obsess over those details. You're going to turn them over and over again in your head, trying to unravel it and trying to make sense. But there's nothing that you can make sense of. And those details that right now feel so important, those details that are taking up all of your time and all of your energy, I promise you that one day you will forget them. There will be a day when you can barely remember those conversations where he lied to you. In fact, there will be a day when you can barely even remember his face. You are going to spend a lot of energy on things that don't really matter. You're going to be so focused on him and wondering why he did this and how he could do this. You're going to spend so much time trying to find a label that fits him so that you can reach some sort of understanding, something that tells you how this man that you loved, that you adored so completely, could be the same one that was plotting to destroy you. And in time, you're going to realize that none of that energy is going to get you anywhere. It's basically like trying to run on a hamster wheel in order to get to the next state. You feel busy, but it's not productive. And eventually you will learn. Eventually you will realize that that energy is better spent on you. It's better spent on healing. It's better spent on looking towards your future instead of trying to make sense of your past. And speaking of healing, it's going to take a whole lot longer than what you think it's going to. You're going to start to assign importance to certain anniversaries, thinking that once the divorce is final or once you've made it past 1 year since the text message, that then you're going to be healed, that then it's going to be okay. But it's not going to work that way. You will heal. You will get better, I promise you. But it's not linear, and it is going to take a lot longer than you think. But years from now, when you look back, you're going to see that progress. And you know what? You're going to be pretty darn proud of yourself for how far you've come. There's going to be so many things that are going to feel completely impossible in the next few weeks and few months. You're going to believe that you're never going to have financial security again. You're going to doubt that you'll ever be able to trust again. And love feels impossible. But all of those things will come to pass. None of them are impossible. It's going to be hard work, very hard work, but you can do it. At first, you're going to learn how much he's been lying to you. But in time, as you're willing to look a little more closely, you're also going to realize how much you were lying to yourself. Not out of any ill intent, but you were lying to yourself out of fear of being abandoned, out of fear of being alone. You were lying to yourself because you didn't want to see who he was. You wanted to believe that he was the person that you thought he was. And it's going to be really hard and really scary to face those lies that you were telling yourself and to strip those away. You're going to feel very raw and very vulnerable for a long time. But you're also going to get used to that. And you're going to realize that life with that radical honesty with yourself, is actually a whole lot better than living just through rose-colored glasses. You're going to screw a lot of things up. You're going to send some very angry emails to him that maybe later you would temper a bit. You're going to look for justice through the court system and look for empathy from the wrong people. You're going to jump back into dating too quickly. And since you've never really learned how to date as an adult, you're going to act married way too soon with men that you've barely met. But you know what? All of that is okay. Life doesn't come with a primer on how to do this, and you're simply going to be doing the best that you can in that moment with what you have. So forgive yourself for those screw-ups, and at the same time, learn from them and learn how to do better. Closure will happen. I know right now it feels so incomplete, getting that text message and then never speaking to him again. It feels like your voice has been stolen and you feel so impotent, so frustrated. And all you want is to be heard. At first, you're going to think that you need him for closure. You're going to think that you need him to apologize or to take responsibility for what he's done or to have to pay through the court system. And you're going to hit a real low when none of those things happen. And you're thinking that you're never, ever going to be able to move on from this. But it will come to you because you're going to realize that closure doesn't come from him. Closure doesn't come from anything outside of you. Closure comes from inside. Once you figure out what place this is going to have in your life, once you realize what you can learn from this, once you learn that this doesn't hold you back, this doesn't define you, that's when you're going to have closure. You are going to recognize how amazing your friends and your family are. They are all going to step up to help you, to support you, and to push you, including those that you thought had left long ago. And furthermore, you are going to meet some amazing people that never would have come into your life before. And in so many ways, your life is going to become so much bigger than what it was. And because you are never going to take it for granted again, you are going to be so much more grateful and in turn so much happier than you were. And finally, as you're laying there crumpled on the floor, I want to assure you, your focus is going to shift from why didn't he want me to why he doesn't deserve me. Right now, you're feeling discarded. Right now, you're feeling rejected. Right now, you're personalizing everything, thinking that it's all about you, that you're somehow not enough. But that's not true. You have so much. You are so much. Don't ever let him tell you otherwise. He's not worth it.